On January 6, 2006, I left my apartment around 1 p.m. to go meet a friend for lunch. It was a gorgeous sunny day, so I went by bike along the West Side Park, which follows the water all the way from Washington Heights to my destination. When I got off the bike path for the brief crosstown part of the journey, I stopped at an intersection, adjusted the strap on my pant cuff, looked up, saw a truck pulling to a stop in the crossing lane, saw a walk light in my direction, and entered the intersection. As I passed the truck, a cab was accelerating towards the intersection, trying to make the light. I saw him clearly and saw my inertia would not let me stop in time. I remember yellow flying beneath me. I remember pavement. When I sat up, a crowd of New Yorkers appeared out of nowhere. They stopped the traffic, called an ambulance, put a coat on my shoulders, gave me tissues to stop the blood, locked up my bike, pulled a chair out of a restaurant, helped me out of the street. But this isn't a story about a bike accident. As I sat around with my broken foot and broken nose, recovering for several months, I had a lot of time to think about where I was and what I wanted, to acknowledge that I wasn't where I wanted to be, and to think about how to change that. I had just reached a point where I had lived in New York longer than I had lived anywhere in my entire life, and for the first time I had what I would call a real community, people to call on and to collaborate with. From that new understanding and that time period, this project was born. But this is not a story about me. As I was sitting around, I also had time to think back to another dark winter in my life, the winter of 2002, immediately following an event that knocked all of us off our feet, that caused all of us to sit back and self-examine. I don't know who those people were who pulled me up off the pavement after my accident. I wouldn't recognize them if I saw them on the street. They're the same New Yorkers I met when I went to the volunteer checkpoint at the Javits Center after 9/11. There were too many people there to help. They embody the most basic instincts of humanity that have enabled civilizations to exist and thrive. Our inertia kept us barreling forward till an unexpected event caught us by surprise and changed our trajectory. In that moment in the life of our country, we were collectively forced to take a deep breath, look at ourselves, and ask, are we who we want to be? Great events, good or bad, are great catalysts for change in people's lives. That is what this story is about.